Honey, how are you? Come on, let's go do something. Hoodie acquired. I don't need gloves and a hat though. I have too many projects. My Pathfinder, it's my daily. It needs several things done to it, which I'm probably gonna get done this weekend, hopefully. But then right here we have my mini bike. It needs just about everything done to it. I hot rodded this thing and did not really take care of it. And I need to get it going again, but I think I'm gonna have to put a new engine on it. Plus probably new tires, those are about shot. New primary chain, new throttle. Pretty much everything needs work. Of course you guys know about my truck. Now, it needs a lot of work too, but I'm just planning on spending a lot of years just slowly building that thing and working on it. Now this cluttered mess is the shop, which I usually try to avoid getting on video. So we got this like 3 years ago now. It's just a little shed we built lean-to onto it to store stuff, and it's pretty cool. I really like it in here. It's super compact, but it's a mess, man. I mean, we just kind of stopped using it, and whenever we need to work on something, we started just throwing things back and didn't put them away. And this has been going on for like 1.5 years now. And yeah, it's trashed. We really need to get this cleaned up if I want to actually take on any big projects. I mean, look, there's a rusty old axe. We got weed eater and chainsaw parts everywhere. Trash and rags, and there's a giant rope. Cool. But yeah, I mean, we had all these Bauer tools. We had a whole system of like Bauer tools and stuff, but we started having like batteries broke and we never replaced the batteries. And just, I mean, like, there's a bike pump. We don't even have really any bikes anymore. We got into woodworking. We got some woodworking tools. I mean, just everything fell apart. And like, there's a Coleman stove I was restoring. I was gonna sell it. We got lantern that's burned out. Oh yeah, look, a chiller engine. It's a mess in here. And we've done so many things. Here's my old hatchet I was gonna restore. There's my old bow I was gonna restore. Yeah, ignore the deer legs. That's kind of weird. That's my brother's thing. Anyways, we got jars of oil that I was gonna run in my jet engine that I never finished. Yeah, like, it's a mess. There's Jet Engine 1.0 if you guys have seen that video. We got that toolbox just full of junk. But we have a lot of tools, and we've done a lot of cool stuff in here in the past. It just needs to be fixed up. So on the outside, under the lean-to, these hooks we just use for hanging and painting things. But we got sound deadening. It's trash now, but we used some of it in my brother's truck. We got this tub with chainsaw parts, a little Poland Micro. We're gonna build that because it makes stupid high horsepower. It's got reed valves and everything. It's actually an old school high performance mini chainsaw. That's just parts. There's part out of my brother's smog pump system in his truck. Like, we got some bikes. That bike right there I was gonna fix up. I love that bike, but never got around to fixing it. That bike is trashed, and I hate to throw it away because someday I want to put that 2-stroke engine on it and make a motorbike. Like, I'm never gonna do that. I don't have the equipment to do that. There's a sled we're gonna restore and sell. We got a unicycle. Like, we learned how to ride it, but we never actually really rid it. Here's a saw. We actually did restore this once, and then we used it, and the handle broke, and we never sharpened it. We got the old weed eaters. We got the little 4-stroke one there, which I love that thing. We got the old steel, which is kind of the one we use, but we used to use this one until we modified it and hot rodded it so much it doesn't really run that good anymore. And it's got a chainsaw on it now. So we've also got just, like, there's a part off my junk everywhere because we just come out here and do something and then leave it where it lays because we have other things we want to do and we just hate being out here now. So yeah, this is a project. There's an old pressure washer. Like, we built this rack for holding all of our scrap metal, but we never finished it. So now all of our scrap metal is just kind of in the yard. I mean, we've kind of picked through everything that's good. Most of this can be thrown away now, but still, we just got to do it. And it's just, if we have too many projects. This chainsaw is actually pretty cool. This was a Titan 50. This is just a massive chainsaw. I mean, it has like a 50cc high performance engine in it. This thing would have been an absolute beast back in the day. Look how big that clutch is. It's like almost the size you'd find on a mini bike. But yeah, we just never even got around to fixing it up, and it would need a total rebuild at this point because it's kind of trashed. Yeah, so I mean, we need to just throw it away. It's just we don't have time to do all this stuff anymore. This was like, we started all this stuff kind of before like I got a job, and whenever COVID-19 came around and we were out of school for months and months. I mean, we spent like 3 or 4 months out of school when COVID-19 hit because there wasn't any school around here. And so we built out our shop. This is what we spent every day out here doing during that. And then as soon as I got a job, we went back to school. Everything fell apart. And, you know, we still wanted to do stuff, but we didn't have time to really do stuff. And this is how it ended up. Okay, so here's the full story with my truck. This is just a 1978 F-150. It's got a little like 4.9 liter straight six engine under a 3-speed automatic transmission. It's rear-wheel drive, just a real simple truck, carbureted and everything. Just, you may have seen the video where I was drifting around in the snow out here last year, and that didn't break it. But I got a job soon after that, and I started daily driving it, and I think that may have started messing up the transmission because, you know, this thing's 40-something years old now anyways. So and no part of it has ever been rebuilt besides the transmission, which when it started having issues and I started daily driving it, I got some money. I spent $850 to get that transmission rebuilt. But the problem is I took it out and put it back in myself. Really simple. It's literally only got one vacuum line and 2 coolant lines. Everything else is completely self-contained and hydraulic. And it's got some rust. I was going to just slowly build it, and I still am. But whenever I put the transmission back in, it barely works. It barely has enough pressure to reverse, and it barely has enough pressure to go forward in first gear, and it just kind of tries to shift in a second, but just like goes halfway there and then starts slipping. It's because it's got multiple plates in there that it disengage and re-engage the planetary gears, which now I'm trying to learn all that myself. I bought a service manual. I'm slowly building it myself because clearly the shop didn't do it right, so that really sucks, but I'm getting there, and I finally figured out kind of what's going on. I think the control pressure is too low, so I'll have to take out the valve body, which is the hydraulic computer inside of it, and just figure out what's the deal with that. So my plans for this project are, I want to build the engine. It's got a 4.9 liter inline 6 engine. I want to put high quality like performance pistons in it, and I want to put a cam in it, and I want to put a 4-barrel carb and dual exhaust. That's really all I want to do. Get it up to about 250 horsepower, probably 350 foot-pounds of torque. It currently makes 100 horsepower and 250 foot-pounds of torque. So, yeah, the engine is probably one of the most expensive parts on it. I expect that to take $5,000 to $6,000 to build because it's kind of a rare engine, you know. The body, I don't know. It's not that bad. It's pretty straight. It's all the dents are minor. The rust is primarily just around the fenders, and I really like how it looks. I've always, you know, known this truck to look like this, and if I was to repaint it, I would have to go back with the same colors, you know, the pinstriping and everything. It looks awesome, but that would be very expensive and requires so much work to just fix all the damage that this has taken over the years and years of abuse. You know, like if I was to repaint it, then I'd have to fix the chrome too, obviously, and this is a $300 piece of chrome. So I just wanted to add real quick that, yeah, this truck is beat up, and it looks like, you know, it got damaged easily, but this is likely from hitting a tree or something. That dent that I put in the back of this truck, I was going about 5 miles an hour when I backed into a tree. I wasn't going slow. These bumpers are rated for 2.5 miles per hour. That's just how insanely thick and durable the metal is on this thing. It's completely overbuilt. So either I'd have to repair it, take it to a professional probably to have this repaired, because that's some pretty serious damage, or, I mean, that would add so much cost. You're talking thousands upon thousands of dollars to get this thing to where it wouldn't look goofy if I painted it. You know, I don't know. I go back and forth on it. The engine, it still runs good, but it's got like 300,000 probably over 300,000 miles on it, and it's just got really low compression and stuff, so it makes really low power, and I just want to go ahead and build it. I really like this engine, and it can be extremely reliable, and it is extremely reliable, but if you build it, it can be super reliable and super powerful with very low stress on all the components. So that's really cool. Also, just this hinge, man, it's crazy. You got this massive spring and the way it folds up and down, that's just so cool. Anyways, the underbody is not rusted really at all, and the interior is in decent shape. I need new carpet. I need just a couple of things on the interior, like the radio and this dash plastic's kind of busted, and the seat is needs reupholstered over there. So, you know, it's missing that light there. Just a couple of little minor things. I want to fix this. It's just got a piece of strap there to hold up the visors, and just minor stuff overall. That's a gauge I got on the transmission tube to check the pressures. Now, yeah, I really just want to fix up the interior, make the seat nicer, but not do a full rebuild. Not only because it would be expensive, just because I remember this truck how it is. I love this truck as it is, and I want to be able to use it. The chrome wheels, I'm probably going to clean them up and, you know, polish them and re-clear coat them someday, because they're just a little bit old, you know, they're just ugly. But I need to get the rest of the hubcaps and stuff, but they look really cool. I'm definitely going to keep those on it and just repolish everything. Now the bed is completely, it's been used, so all of the paint is gone. But the rust and everything isn't bad. It's just real superficial rust, and I may go ahead and like repaint this or something to protect it, just clean out the rust, or I may just kind of keep an eye on it, keep it WD-40'd so it doesn't rust out. I don't know, I haven't made up my mind. Probably gonna leave that as it is because it's not really rusty either, but I need to put new wheels on it, new tires on it. I just like the old look of everything. You know, it's almost like patina. It just looks super cool. Now, that's a dent I put on it, which really makes me sad because that's gonna be just about impossible to get out of it. I accidentally backed into a tree and dented that. Makes me super sad. But the bumper is a little bit bent. I gotta straighten that out. I didn't do that, but I just want to straighten out the bumper so it doesn't look like it's been abused. I'm gonna put dual pipes. See, right now it's just got one little skinny pipe coming all the way back, which is the Jegs muffler on it. It's just straight piped, and then it's not even a muffler, it's like a resonator thing. And then I want to bring the pipes out straight right there on each side with an X pipe underneath, so that way it sounds super cool on both sides with the 6-cylinder under growling. If any of you guys that watch this video know anything about this engine and C6 transmission, please hit me up, because these are just, nobody really works on this stuff anymore. Everybody's into the newer cars and newer model transmissions that use the electronics and stuff. So this old school hydraulic and carbureted stuff is really foreign. Like, you can't go to a car show and talk to somebody who knows about this, because nobody works on this stuff anymore. The best resource I know for this is Ford6.com. It's an old forum. These guys build these engines and transmissions for drag racing, and they've been super helpful. But it's great to talk to somebody, you know, get lots of opinions for everything I do. So I'm going to clean up the Pathfinder and then talk to you guys about it real quick, because this is actually a really cool car not many people know about. So, sorry if you can hear me breathing a lot in this video. That really annoys me. But it seems like every time I go to record a video, my allergies get really bad. I don't know. Maybe I'm just allergic to YouTube. But I'm going to drive it around here, get you guys a little bit nicer backdrop than my messy shop.